Whale sheet. Guys, I filmed this entire look and didn't even realize that my audio wasn't even working. So excuse the voiceover audio that I'm going to be doing for my conclusion of my daytime look because I will be talking over myself as I'm moving my mouth. So I do apologize about that. I did not realize that it wasn't working. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a day to nighttime look using the new Urban Decay Naked palette. I'll be doing essentially 2 looks with this palette. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in seeing, then keep on watching. All right, guys. So I got this palette off of Ulta. It retails for $59. In this palette, you're going to be getting 12 shades. 3 of them are mattes and the rest of them are going to be shimmers. Now, upon first impressions of this palette, guys, I do like the color story. I do appreciate a good neutral moment, even though I'm a color connoisseur. However, even though this look is already completed, I can tell you when I first swatched it, I was very nervous, and those fears may or may not have come to fruition. We'll find out. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys on in, and we'll go ahead and start with the daytime look using the Urban Decay Original Naked palette. So I'm starting off with the Beauty Bay Jelly Grip Primer, and I really like this primer. I think it does a good job holding on to my makeup throughout the day. Next, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Foundation in the shade F3. The shade was a little bit too light for me, but it does offer pretty good coverage if that's what you're looking for. I just dotted around my face and blended out with a Wet n Wild flat foundation brush. And then I blended out some of the streak marks with a wet sponge. Next, I'm going in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Concealer, and mine is in the shade Light 33C. And then I'm going to set my eyes with the Coty Airspun Loose Setting Powder. For my daytime looks, I typically will use cream products and I won't set my face so that I can have a more natural type of glow to my skin. Next, I'm going in with the ColourPop Bronze Stick in Laguna Beach. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones and also around the perimeter of my forehead and blend it out with a damp beauty sponge. Next, I'm going in with the ColourPop Lick and Cheek Balm blush in the shade Cutesy Wootsy, and I'm just leaving that on the very tops of my cheekbones to add a little flush of color. And then next, just to give myself a little simple, subtle glow, I'm going in with the Laura Mercier highlighter in the shade 01, and I'm applying that just to the very tops of my cheekbones. And next I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I'm just going to brush it through both of my brows and then brush them down to how I want them and then set them with pressing down with my finger. For my eye base, I'm going to go in with the Ace Beauté Eyeshadow Amplifying Base in the shade Light, and I'm going to put that all over my lids and up to the brow bone. For my daytime lip look, then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Pout Tint in the shade Nude Dreams. This was really comfortable to wear and I couldn't feel it on my lips. Then to start the eye look, I'm going to go into the Urban Decay Naked palette and I'm going to put the shade Naked all over my crease using a Wet n Wild fluffy brush. Next, I'm going into the shade Sin and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And to be completely honest, I had wished that I had used a glitter primer for this because it didn't really give me much payoff. But if that's the type of look that you're looking for, then this shade did perfectly fine. To do my lashes, I'm going to go in with the Essence What the Fake mascara, and I'm just going to apply that to my top lashes. So this is the final daytime look. To be completely honest, even though I do like how it turned out with regard to just the eyeshadow palette, I was pretty underwhelmed, and at this point I didn't feel that it was worth the money. But if you're looking for a more natural type of look, I think that this palette is completely appropriate for work. The shimmers are not exactly bam in your face, but if those are the types of looks that you like, then this palette would be a good addition to your collection. Next, we're going to go ahead and move into the nighttime look, and I'm going to start by using the Sephora contour powder in the shade Fair to Light, and I'm going to apply that underneath my cheekbones and down the sides of my nose to make my nose look a little slimmer. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Bronze Reloaded in the shade Long Weekend. And I'm going to do the same thing as with the ColourPop bronzing stick and put that around the top of my cheekbones and the perimeter of my forehead. For my blush, I went in with the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Dew in the shade Lychee. For a little bit of a brighter highlighter for the nighttime look, I went in with the Makeup Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in the shade Just My Type. And I'm applying that to the very tops of my cheekbones, down the inner part of my temple on my forehead, on the very tip of my nose, on my chin, as well as on the very top of my upper lip. And then to give my brows a little bit more of a bold look, I just went in with this taupe eyeshadow. When I want my brows to be a little bit more filled in and have a more bold look, I usually tend to go in with an eyeshadow instead of the NYX brow pen. Now to darken up the crease, I'm going back into the Urban Decay Naked palette and I'm using the shade Buck and I'm putting that all in my crease. Now to deepen up the outer corner, I went in with the shade Dark Horse, and I originally went in with a e.l.f. crease brush just to darken up the corner a little bit, but it wasn't dark enough for the look I was going for, so I ended up just using my finger. Then for the next shade, putting it right next to Dark Horse, I went in with the shade Smog. Neither of these had glitter primer underneath them, and for me personally, the payoff wasn't what I was looking for. I attempted to spray the brush for this shade, and the payoff still wasn't what I was looking for, so I went back in and used my finger. I decided to try to go in with some of the NYX glitter primer, and I put that on the inner corner of my eyes, and then I went back into the palette to the shade Sidecar. This did give me much better payoff, so when it comes to this palette, if you want brighter shades, you're definitely going to need a glitter primer. Now I went back into the shade Sin to use that as my brow bone highlight as well as for the inner corner. Then for the lower lash line, I went in with the shade Naked. As well as with the shade Buck to darken out the outer portion of the lower lash line. Then for the lower waterline, I went in with the Real Her I Am Amazing eyeliner in the shade Black. I also finished off my lashes by adding another coat of mascara to the top lashes as well as to my bottom lashes. And then for lips, I went in with the EVO Beauty lip liner in the shade Val. And then for the lipstick, I went in with the Makeup Revolution Lip Allure Soft Satin Lipstick in the shade Brunch. And to top that off, I went in with the Makeup Revolution Pout Balm in the shade Candy. Now this is more of a pumping lip gloss, so it does have the menthol smell as well as the tingling to it. And then I just sprayed my face with the Mario Badescu facial spray. And that's the final look. Alright guys, and this is the nighttime look. I definitely do like how this turned out. I think it looks really beautiful. I will say though, I do definitely have a couple of opinions regarding this palette, but overall I do really like how this look turned out, and I would definitely wear this on date night with my husband. So let me zoom you guys out and I will give you guys my final thoughts on the Urban Decay Naked palette. Alright guys, so what are my thoughts on this new Urban Decay Naked palette? Honestly, it wasn't worth the money. I really do appreciate a time and a place for our neutral palettes. I do like the color story, don't get me wrong, even though I'm a color connoisseur. There is a time and a place for neutrals in everybody's collection. However, and this is a big however, I definitely do not feel this was worth the money. I have plenty of other palettes that I could find exactly the same color story or something close to and have a much better quality. The mattes were really nice, but unfortunately in this palette you're only getting 3 mattes and the rest are going to be shimmers. My problem isn't with the mattes because the mattes were really nice, but honestly all of these shimmers, you really do need a glitter primer if you want to get anything out of them. Even in the daytime look, you could hardly see that Sin shade that I went in with. And then the final two, the first 2 shimmer shades that I used, Dark Horse and Smog, even spraying the brush still had a little bit of trouble getting any type of payout. And then I went in with a glitter primer here on Sidecar, and that was the only way that I was really able to get some type of pop out of this. So me personally, though I'm happy to have this in my collection just for the nostalgia aspect of it, even though I never owned this palette, guys, it was not worth the money. I understand that this was such a staple for so many people back in the day, but I really feel that even my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette is a much better quality formula than what this palette is. So I think that that's really unfortunate. But again, I am overall happy with how this looks. I think that this palette, though a bit steep on the asking price, would be a decent palette if you're into the softer, more neutral looks. I think this would be better for someone who needs something more work wearable. Maybe not necessarily for the deeper shades in here, but this would definitely be a work wearable palette where if you need to do some eyeshadow looks and have a little bit of a pop of shimmer without being too overbearing for workwear, I think this would be a good palette for that. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching another one of my videos today. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.